Hi, I am coming to you with a personalized tutorial to hopefully sum up everything that we went through together during our lesson. I have your notes page here. Thank you for sending me that through. This is obviously an idea that I've come up with whilst moving through all of this, so hopefully it lands okay for you. My thoughts are that you can set this up and watch it while you're away before you're about to do your makeup for an event, so that you can sort of just be guided and remember what we went through. So I'm going to try to get through it nice and quickly, so it's just like step by step. You know what you're doing, but there were just a few little things that are good little reminders that I thought that I'd bring to you. So let's get started. We're going to do our eyes first. The eyes being the focal point of everything that we went through, really. And remembering too that for an event like this, doing the eyes first is a good way of being able to clean up and have it be really nice and tidy, nice and easy to shape and frame your eyes as well. So firstly, we are going in with the MAC paint pot, the soft ochre. We applied it with, I think, both fingers and brush, actually. I like the fingers, and I feel like you really like the fingers too. The brush is good if you want, to be a little bit more precise and a little bit more gentle, but the fingers is always an okay option as well. Just remembering a little bit goes a long way. And also as it starts to kind of like dry, a bit tacky, that's when you just want to stop moving it around, because if you keep moving it around, you're going to start pulling it up and off again. So we're going to set down that to make it easy to blend over. If you don't do this step, it's like not the end of the world, but it is going to make it much easier to blend over when you want to come in with some darker colors. So to set, you're going to use your compact, your face powder compact. I'm just going to go grab one. So just your powder, always tapping everything off, and we're just setting this down. Remember as well, in everything that we do, we're doing less of the wiping movements and more of the pat, tap, dab kind of motions, because we don't want to move everything around and we want to make sure we're really gentle on the eyes. It's going to make a much nicer application. All right, transition. So this one here is what I'm going to use. You're using your medium color in your palette to basically bring back the color into the eyes and just frame them again. So remembering that we want to always keep a line before the brow. So we're not bringing our product up further than that kind of spot. I thought I might line it up, but I think you'll remember. So always when we're blending, we're making sure that we're never bringing it up to that just underneath eyebrow line. Dab in, tap, tap, the bird, sorry. Dab in, tap, tap, and we're going just above the crease where your eyelid and your brow bone meet each other, and always blending. So see, I haven't applied any more color. I'm just blending it right in, and I'm blending it right out as well. So you can never see where it stops and starts. But again, I'm not bringing it up to the brow bone, because we want to make sure that we're keeping that highlighted, naturally highlighted, so we don't have to put more product on later. Tap in, hook it in, back and forth, nice and gentle. My blending motions, they're staying right where I'm applying and bringing it out as well. I'm using my big blending brush for this one. But again, you can see where I'm just leaving that free, bringing it up and out as well, so we don't have any stop-start points on the outside of the eyeshadow, because that's when in photos and on camera and things like that, it's not going to quite look right. Because remembering also, we're going to clean that up later. So now we're going to come in with our smaller brush So I should have my Nutrimetics brush set here, but I'm not. Smaller brush, dabbing into our darker color. So this is the dark color that I'm going to use. You're using your sort of like purplish color. Tap off. Now, remembering we've got 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. This color is going onto that outer third, but not up into the socket. Remember, we want this color, and we're really dabbing now. We want this color to build on the outer corner of the eye. It gives us that real nice sort of glamour, formal look, brings in the drama a little bit without smoking it the whole way up and out. So we really can see I'm just applying it there, only on the part of my eye that actually moves, and it's on that outer third. Can you see how that's actually just lifted me up? Back with my brush that I just used, which was actually this one. No product on this, it's pretty much clean now. Now I'm coming and blending above, right on that socket again, where I had my transition color, but I'm not applying color there, I'm just blending the color I've just applied up and out and over. Again, always remembering we're not coming up to the eyebrow, and we do want to make sure that when we're doing this motion, it's really light, feather-like touches. And then same on the other side, outer third. I'm just placing the product down. You can stop here, blend, but I'm going to do a bit more because I'm really going to encourage you to go a little bit heavier. Go a little bit heavier than you normally do. Swapping over and blending now above. I'm above now. So placement is on the mobile lid on the outer third, and blending is above in the crease in the transition section. So now I'm going to come in with my shimmer. I know you like to use your fingers for this, and I'm here for it. So on that middle third, not into the inner here. We're not going to go too shimmery on the inner because it's not as modern, it's not as youthful, I would say. And for your eye shape, this is a beautiful way because the light is going to capture the highest point of your eye and it's going to keep that really beautiful shape. So again, just in that 1/3, you can see I'm like dabbing it on. And then you can blend it if you need. Right, so we're just going to do a little blend like this, little blend like that. And I'm sort of blending it in, but I'm not blending it out because remember, if we put the shimmer on the top of the color's going to start to look gray because the light isn't going to capture the color here properly. You're going to lose it all, drown it all out. So if you want to come back in with some more shimmer after you've blended, just do this same process again. And I'm just blending it, but again, I'm not blending it here, I'm blending it in, So now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. I'm trying this mascara actually for the first time. You were pretty confident with your mascara, I feel. Just layering it up as much as you feel is good for you. This is always going to come in and complete any look, any eyeshadow look. Also, just like remember for your day to day, you could actually do your transition color and your shimmer and be done with it. It's a nice little fresh eye that you can do for yourself. I don't remember if we decided that we really loved the framing around the eye, but I am going to do that because it is a nice way just to level the eye makeup look up. So we're just going to get the angle brush. I'm sure you had an angle brush. You had maybe something a little bit more like that. In any case, it's like a bit more flat and that darker color can come underneath. You can do actually start with your transition color. Remember, it's just like on the outer 1/2 to 1/3. You can see how that's just framed it a little bit. Start with the transition color so that you can decide where you want to stop. Like that's nice. That's nice. We want to go a little bit more. That's fine too, going to come in with our darker color, but this time you're going to focus just on the outer third, not the outer half. And just bringing it up and out. Again, just bringing it up and out a little bit, just on the outer third. And then go bottom lashes for mascara if you so feel. I like bottom lashes for mascara. It works for my eyes. I think it works for yours too, but it really just depends on the vibe, on what you're going for. So now I'm going to go to the base. Your color drops are on their way. I will get those to you ASAP. I am going to start with one pump and half of my other color. You're going to do one pump and one drop of your color drops. Remember just working it into your hand a little bit first. Now for you, you're not coming right up underneath your eyes because the underneath of your eyes is so bright, so fresh. I just feel it a shame to put too much makeup up there. It's not necessary for you at all. Makeup under your eyes, up underneath your eyes will move. The color won't be right because now we've done the color drops, but most people come in and do a lighter color up underneath their eyes with concealer. Yours is already like that. You don't need more product up underneath your eyes. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm coming to here, but I'm not coming up into here. For me, I actually do need to come up into there because I've got a lot of blue under my eyes, but for you, you don't need to do that. So you're applying, you're using your sponge. We're applying, you know what you're doing. What I would say to you though, I'm going to keep repeating, don't come up underneath your eyes all the way, especially not with product. Once you've kind of gotten it where you like it, you can turn your sponge over and blend. So we're blending into that area, so there's no like stop start or, you know, so it looks right. It needs to transition up underneath the eyes really well. So you can use like a cleaner side of your sponge for that, but I really don't want any product up underneath there. I want to really encourage you to put more on than you think that you want to have on, because for the nature of what we're doing these sorts of makeups for, more coverage is always going to look better in photos, and you can still do it without going crazy. So I'm going to put in a little bit more makeup, mix it up, but then you're going to go in this second layer only where you need it. So you're going to need it here and here and here, a little bit here and a little bit here. You don't need to use as much as I just have. Just spot treat it. So you're not doing concealer or bothering with too much of anything else, but you do want to really get right in there. Like, can you see I'm really pressing it in and just layering where you've got that little bit of extra red. And remember as well, with the color drops, we're trying really to cancel out that purple too. So some extra layers is kind of necessary. All right, we're going to come back to powder because powder is going to help conceal and really finish off the look. But first, we're going to go in with some bronzer and some blush. So remembering bronzer is being applied from the top of your ear to where a teardrop would fall from the corner of your eye. I'm just going to go ahead and use a brush, top of your ear down to the corner of your mouth. I've done your little points there, top of the ear to the corner of the mouth, but we're stopping where a teardrop would fall from the corner of your eye. So a tissue, a straight edge tissue is a really good thing to use here, but like realistically, your brush is going to do the same thing for you. So your smaller brush. All right, so your smaller flat top brush, top to here. We're just going to pull some product off your stick. We don't want too much, so we're just going to be a little careful with it. Apply to one side, apply to the other side, a little bit up around the forehead, just a little bit, and we're sort of applying it, and then we're going to start to blend it. So only going over, you can see I'm only going over where I really intentionally wanted to apply it, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to blend now with my brush. You can blend with your sponge if you prefer. I'm using my makeup brush. If you don't have very much product on here, I've got heaps left over. You could just go in and use that. But just blending. So remember, when we're blending, it's like you really need to stop here. You really need to make sure you're only blending it intentionally where you had applied it. Really intentionally blending. I don't have too much space on my forehead to be doing contour. It doesn't look quite as good as it does on you, but it does look really nice on you, just to warm your face up a little bit as well. Making sure if you've blended down further than that line here, which is totally fine if that happens, but you do just want to like clean it up a little. So there's your line, and I'm just coming back underneath my line and just making sure that's really nice. Really nice. Okay, blush. Remember, this is our no-go zone. So from the side of our nose, 2 fingers across, and that's our no-go zone for blush. We don't want to apply blush here because otherwise we're going to look flushed. We just want to bring the color back into the face, and we're lifting and sculpting the face. So back to our cream blush and bronzer brush. I'm just going to use this one. These are really pigmented. So that's my no-go zone. So no-go zone. So it's just above the contour. You really had this down pat with your blush application, so I'm not super worried about that. But I'm just going to show you. I'm changing over my brush to blend, and remember, we're blending up around where we applied that contour product as well, because we want the color back in our face. And remembering again, like we're going to be on camera, we're going to be on stage, like we just really want to make sure we're not going to get washed out by all of those lights. So again, this is where like applying a little bit of extra foundation when you think you don't need it, just apply a little bit more, because we're bringing back the color into your face this way. All of these motions are dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. And lifting motions always. All right. Come a little far in here. So I'm just going to clean that up with my foundation. If you feel like you need to clean up, you sort of want to clean up on the outsides of the areas where you didn't really want the blush to be. By now, your eye makeup should be quite cleaned up because of the way that you've applied all your foundation and everything afterwards, but just make sure that your eyeshadow is actually lifted. And if it's not lifted, you just want to lift it up with some of your foundation powder even you could do, but maybe not around the eyes. Just think that one through. So final step before lips, but you've got lips down pat. I'm not even going to worry about lips, is your powder. I've just received these, I'm pretty sure, in my post, so I'm going to pop those in with your color drops. But powder, and just pressing it on. You've got your powder sponge already in your compact, but I like this because can you see how it's just, you know, It's easy. It's so easy. They're nice and small as well. So hopefully that's good for you. So you're just going to focus on powdering around these areas that what you were doing before is you were using your brush and you were coming in kind of spot treating like a concealer type thing. But I want you to go further than just those spots because you want to really even everything out. So go to the spot, but then go up and around the spot as well. And just push that into the areas that you want. You can also do this if you needed to clean up under here and make this a little bit more of a straight line. Don't go over. You don't want to be going over your blush and contour, etc. But it is a good way of cleaning up as well. Setting spray, lips, and your only other thing that you need to worry about are your brows. You're going to have your brows nice and tinted. I get that, but you do want to just brush the product out of your brows that we've just been doing. So you still need to do something with your brows. So just a clean mascara wand to just come and brush the product out of your brows, like all your foundation and powders and things that have naturally just gone into the brows. You're just going to brush that through. And voila, your awards night ready. And I'm so excited for you. And please tell me how you go. Tell me if you like this video. Hopefully it's not too long for you. And I will chat with you very soon. Bye.